I'm Leanne and welcome to my channel. I Say This With Love 33. Today is a pretty interesting topic that I want to talk about and bring up, and I wrote some notes because I have a lot of knowledge and experience with this, so I want to put it out there and offer it to you guys. So as you know, this is my channel and I Say This With Love 33. It is my true, raw, open story of my life lessons, my knowledge, my wisdom that I have gained, my experiences, because as I have learned, we are all experiencing and learning in our life. We are all different. We all have different paths, different stories, different traumas. But when you hear one person's story, it's probably going to resonate with you and give you some feelings inside like, oh God, that's like really similar to mine, or it kind of sounds familiar, but it's slightly different. So my intention here is to get my stories out there to help you possibly begin to question and begin to feel things so that you can get yourself to a space, if you're not already there, of healing and feeling good and feeling peace and lightness. Because it is possible and it is doable and it is available to all of us. So what I wanted to talk about today, and let me get through this housekeeping first. If you're a visitor here, thank you for joining. And I ask that you please give it a listen. See if something tugs at your heartstrings or makes you feel something inside. If it does, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. If you're a returning visitor here, thank you. Let's get down to this business. Let's help each other. Let's learn to love ourselves unconditionally, and let's help heal humanity. That is the goal here. So this is a space that offers love and light and no darkness. Yeah, we have to get through darkness to see the light, but there's enough darkness and low vibrations out in the world to where I'm not going to be putting that out there. I'm giving you the stories and experiences of high vibration, of love, of hope, of faith, of yeah, it's doable. We got this. So what I want to talk to you about today is, and I'm going to ask you a question. Did you know that you are a badass because of the life lessons that you have chose here on this earth? Now, I don't know if you're on the same path as me, but I truly believe that before we come to this earth, before we incarnate here, our souls have chosen what they wanted to learn and what they wanted to experience here on this earth. And I didn't feel that like the beginning of my life and the first 54 years, but now I am a true believer and 100% feel it and see it as I look back into my whole life. And I can see that that's truth. That is truth. So you are a badass for the lessons you have chosen. Now, if you have a hard time digesting that and swallowing that, being like, what is she talking about? Stop and think about the experiences that you have had in your life. Go all the way back into, gosh, maybe even the gestation in your mom's belly. Of course, we don't remember that, but you might have been told some stories from the perspective of your mom or dad or family members. But think back. Did your mom have an easy pregnancy, a hard pregnancy? Was she going through trauma? Was she having a peaceful experience with support and love? All that makes a difference, and you chose that. So if you're harboring a victim mentality or bitterness towards your mom for things that took place during your life with her and your experiences, note to self, oh my God, like I called that in. I chose that. I chose my mom to be my mom so that we can learn lessons together, so that she can teach me lessons. Now, I'm going to tell you, that sounds kind of woo-woo and crazy. And like I've said before, never say never. And if somebody would have been talking to me like this a few years back, I would have been like, I have no clue what you're talking about. It feels a little weird. But now I can wholeheartedly say it's the truth. And as I look back at my life and my lessons with my mom, say, and she wasn't the mom that I wanted her to be, and I had hard lessons in my early life, in my childhood, And I regretted that, and I didn't like her for the fact that she wasn't like my friends' moms, and she didn't have the capability to give me the lifestyle that I wanted. And she made choices that hurt me and affected me and had me grow up fast. But fast forward to, like when I'm 54, 55 years old, and then I'm having an awakening, and then I go in and I heal and I feel, and then I understand, and I go in deep to heal that inner child, and I realize, oh my God, like I chose my mom. I chose the lessons to learn with her. So it was able to help me release the anger, the bitterness, the regret that I had that she was my mom, and be able to forgive. Now I have another video on forgiveness, and it's not for them, it's for you. And holy shnikey, man, that is so true. Because when I realized that, you know what, I chose my mom to teach me these lessons, and she did a phenomenal job of teaching me the lessons that I came here to endure. That gave me so much empowerment, so much awareness, so much forgiveness, and so much like unconditional love for me and my mom. And this happens in every aspect of your life. So if you want to think about all the hard lessons, all the traumas, all the enduring of pain, perhaps things that we don't even think, like how could another human do that to another human, or how can a parent do that to a child, or how can this take place on our earth? This is so dark. Just know your soul called that in for you to learn, so that you can in turn endure that, feel through that, heal through that trauma, and then turn around and bring lightness out into the world for others that have endured and experienced that might not be in the space where you are, who might be way behind, or who might be way farther. But when we are able to have the mindset of, dang, I'm not a victim. I chose all these lessons. I chose the hard times, the heartbreak, the trauma, the abuse, the good times, the easy times, everything that you have in your world and that you have experienced so far, your soul has called in. You are responsible for it. You are the creator of your life, whether that be hard times or good times. Now, this all happens unknowingly, subconsciously. We don't know that we are the creator of our life until we kind of wake up and then change the whole process and heal. And then we are able to know it and look back and see it. So I'd like to offer you, if you're in a space where you're like, well, what the hell is she talking about? I don't understand it, but I feel a little bit of this. And I do have a bad relationship with my mom or my dad or whoever it might be. Note that you can feel that, you can heal that. And what I offer you is to grab yourself some paper, write it down, start a journal. I have done this and it has helped tremendously, because once you get it out of your energetic body and your physical body and you write it down on paper, and then perhaps you read it out loud or you say it out loud to the universe, it becomes like a released, trapped, dark, heavy energy. And now you are responsible for the words that you speak and that are out in the universe. So it starts the healing process. So if you can get a journal and write down, starting from the very first memory that you have of something hard, something painful, something tragic, loss, death, abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, all the things that you might have endured in your life, and you're at a point where you're just dang, what is wrong with me? Why am I not happy? Or why do I always make the choices that I make? Write it down. Think back, way back. And then you're going to empower yourself because you're going to see how flippin' strong you actually are because you have made it all the way to this point. Me, myself, personally, in my story, dang, like I've said before, I've always been a victim throughout my life. Unknowingly, I thought I was just stoic and pushing through and just not allowing myself to feel things. But that's just part of life. Hard things happen. There's people that have it out there worse than me. And yeah, that's probably true. There are other people that have it worse. But your story, your tragedies, your traumas are so important and are the absolute most important things for you because you are you. And you can heal those and you can understand why those took place. And I'm here to say, and I say this with full love, because it's kind of hard to hear, like, you are the creator of your life. If you have a hard, tragic life, it's because you called those lessons in. And if you're feeling beat down and broken, well, that's a choice. You have the choice to get up and wipe off your knees and make changes if you're not happy. Stop doing what you're doing. Heal yourself, strengthen yourself, learn, research, discern what is right for you. Just don't take somebody's word for it. Just don't take my word just because I say it's right. It's right for me, but it might not be right for you. And never just take anybody's word straight off the cuff. Like, oh, that just must be full truth. No, push into that, research it, feel it, try it yourself and see how it works for you. That's the only way you're going to learn to listen to your inner self, your intuition, your gut feeling. And that's a huge aspect of this. So when I wrote down all my hardships, my traumas, all the things that have got me to this point in my life of where I am now, I'm just like, oy vey, like, I'm a badass, man. Like, I'm a flippin' warrior. I did it. Like, I survived an alcoholic household that I called in. I survived a mom who was emotionally unavailable. I survived a relationship that I chose to give up my voice and my feelings and just chose to be like numb and stoic for 40 years. I survived that. I survived narcissistic abuse. I survived the role of an empath, unaware of being an empath and just absorbing everybody's energies and all the stories that they tell me, and I absorb it and I feel it, and I would just be like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. But when I look back and think about, like, I used to think, why does everybody tell me all their stuff? I don't want to know their stuff. But I unknowingly, like, am a person that people come to and are energetically attracted to and feel safe around because of who I am and what my soul is and what my essence and how I embody that. But I didn't know that. And when I was writing all the things down and I'm looking at it and I'm reading this very long list of my whole, like, now 57 years of the things that I have learned, the lessons that I have come to this earth to learn, it's so powerful. It's so empowering. It's so beautiful. Because on top of realizing and understanding all the things you have made it through and survived, it then turns into like, wow, I have manifested everything that I have ever wanted so far. That was very big, very deep for me, because when I read my list of how I survived the traumas and how strong I really am, and then I got to see, oh my God, like, I manifested at this place in my life where I am, and I have peace and joy and abundance, and I have a beautiful home, and I have the freedom to live how I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want. Like, I have stepped off the matrix, the crazy train of what life and society tells you you have to be, what you have to have, how you have to live. Like, I have cut those cords and understood, like, dang, like, I have manifested everything that I wanted since childhood. And that's such a beautiful understanding, and it brings you strength, and it brings you a deeper love, and perhaps a forgiveness for yourself. Some of us, we're so hard on ourselves, and we're like, man, like I really screwed up my life, and my life sucks, and I'll never be anything, and I'll never amount to anything. Or maybe the really extremes, like, oh my God, like I'm an addict and I can't handle life, and I just have to numb myself to get through each day. And those are things that we have learned and acquired and become addicted to. But if we can stop and reach out and ask for help, ask for guidance, learn to listen to our body, because unbeknownst to us, our body is communicating with us every minute of every day. And the reason why we might need to reach out for a substance or a numbing agent or a mask to wear to get through these lessons that we have called in, and I say this with love, we have called it in to master on this earth. But the reason we reach out for those vices is because we are not in tune with our heart. We are all up in our mind, up in our business of our mind and our ego, telling you, you're a loser and you can't do this and you're no good and you will never amount to anything and you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're a drug addict, you're a loser, like all the things that our minds try to tell us. And eventually we're just beat down and we just succumb to it. Meanwhile, our heart and our body is screaming out at us for through sickness, through illness, through disease, through nutritional issues, through, oh my gosh, so many things within our body, like the diseases, the sicknesses that we get, the exhaustion, the depression, the anxiety, the autoimmune issues, like all these things that our human bodies endure is self-inflicted and can be relearned, unlearned, and resolved if we choose to do that. It's deep, it's hurtful, it's painful. It requires us to go all the way back into our childhood and perhaps even farther back. Generational trauma, that inner child, the awareness. But I want to wrap this up and bring to you, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling like you have no place to go, you're stressed out, you're anxious, you're like at a really pivotal point in your life where you don't know what to do or how you're going to go on, remember, you're a badass. You chose this hard life on this earth to learn the lessons. And when you can learn those lessons and cut those karmic ties, they go behind you and you move forward and you rise into like awareness and peace and joy and lightness. And I can say this because I have experienced it. I have lived it and I have seen it through multiple other people in the programs that I go to about healing your highest self. So I offer you, love yourself, find unconditional love, give yourself grace, give yourself peace. Remember who you are at your core. I appreciate you guys being here. I thank you for stopping by. If you're a first-time visitor, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I always have a hard time saying that word, subscribe button, and give it a thumbs up. If this touched something in your heart and triggered something within you, go back, listen to it again. If you have friends that are in a bad space and feeling like a victim to life and have been in a marriage for 30 years or some kind of case where they're just unhappy but they're too scared to do anything about it, help them find that inner strength, find that peace. Everything we have and everything we want and everything we need is inside of us. We do not need to look at external sources because it's already within. That's a hard one to hear, but I promise you it is truth. I say this with love. Thank you for being here. Namaste.